Good afternoon. Welcome to our monthly town hall, and happy early holidays to all of you. We have a full agenda, and I'm not much of it. It's all of our directors up here, but what is on the agenda is Judy Hansen's going to talk with the resident council, and Mary Kate Roberts has an introduction. And she's going to give you some information on the foundation appeal. And Chaplain Bruce is going to go over some chapel updates with the holidays. Joaquin Ramirez is going to go over some of the yummy menus during the holiday season. Sam, back in the corner, Sam is going to go over some changes to Uniguest and the Gazette that you may have noticed. Andrew is going to go over facilities update. And I'm not sure if they're here yet. Lindsay and David Taylor. I have them scheduled at the end, so they should be here. Towards the end, they're going to go over the quarterly update with GH SR, Seminary Road. And then last but absolutely not least, we have Jane Ring and Ken Hopper that are going to do a little holiday music at the end. And also, as you leave too, we have Alex, our dietitian, who is wrapping gifts for free. So great deal, great deal. So I just wanted to see if anyone had a mission moment they would like to share with us. Come on, someone's got a mission moment. Bart.
Recently, in the last week or so, facilities has just knocked it out of the ballpark for us. We had a water problem, a leak in the overhead. And within 10 minutes, they were there. They fixed it, and there was no damage. And they repaired any kind of cosmetics that were needed. And then 2 days later, our refrigerator failed. We were gone. And so everything in it was tossable. We couldn't use it. And we put in a request for assist. And 20 minutes later, there was a new refrigerator at the front door. And I thought it was absolutely amazing. And I wanted to thank Andrew and his team for making all that stuff happen. Thank you.
Oh, that is great to hear. The beauty of moving to GHA, right? Anyone else?
Most of you know that our team members, we park over at the community college, at the parking garage there, and walk. We can also take the shuttle. But there has been a drainage problem for probably as long as we've been doing this, and I don't know how many years that's been now that we've been parking over there, many years. And we have approached the city a number of times in various ways to try to take care of the water that goes across and the leaves that pile up and how it freezes in the wintertime, and it's very dangerous. And we were walking in the road, some of us, because there was no safe place to walk. When it rained, it would be muddy, and it was a mess. Barb wrote directly to the mayor, and practically moments later, they were out there trying to excavate. They named 3 or 4 different possibilities that we all knew were not the reason that the water was there. But they finally dug up something, and the sidewalk is dry. And so I want to say that Barb is a mission moment for so many of us team members for our safety and well-being. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Bruce. And actually, I learned from you because Mr. Walter Davis in the small houses, we were having elevator issues, believe it or not, a number of years ago, and the elevators had been repaired, but we were waiting for the city to come in and inspect them, and it was going on and on and on. Meanwhile, we couldn't use it. And he said to me, "Why don't you call the mayor?" Okay, and it worked. So when it gets bad, we go to the mayor, and it helped when she was here talking to all of you. So I think we have a really good relationship. And I actually did just email her yesterday, because I don't always want to go when there's a problem, to thank the person that made it work, that finally it's fixed. We're thrilled. So she was grateful to hear. Any rumors or mythbusters? Uh-oh.
I've been here a couple of years now, and I never heard the answer or anybody explain it. Who or what is stealing the erasers off the pencils in the bistro?
I know. I think we need to get a camera on that thief. Yeah. I don't know the answer to that one. Does anyone know? Is it anyone in here? We should just get those little pencils with no erasers. Are you doing it, Mrs. Perkins? Oh, there's no pencils at all today. Okay, well, before I turn this over to Judy, I just want to say, with the holiday season approaching, we're not going to have another town hall meeting until after the new year. And I just want to let you all know how blessed I feel working here at GHA with all of you. You make my life so fulfilled coming to work every day. I love my job, and it's because of you and my team. I feel very fortunate. I wanted to let you know, and I wish all of you a lot of love, peace, joyful holiday season. Until next month. Now, I will turn this over to Judy.
Good afternoon. I'd like to continue the introductions of your resident council members that we began last month. So Lori, if you could come forward.
Thank you, Judy. And I'm Judy's number 2. I'm the vice chair of the committee. I've been on the committee. This is the start of my 3rd year on the committee. And something I would like to see is for some of you, and to thank you all for the tech committee. I'm the liaison also for the tech committee. For those of you who keep coming and keeping us in business, we do like working with you. And I'd also like to see people engage as much more than a lot of the residents do with the RC. It's your residents' council. And we are going to start putting the agenda for the upcoming meeting up a day or two before the actual meeting. And everybody, all residents, are always welcome to come and sit in on part or all of those meetings. And we'd like to see you there. Also, a reminder, we do have 2 suggestion boxes where you can put good ideas or any comments you might have. And there's also, of course, the RC Listens. If you have questions you want asked or things that you'd like to put us on report for or whatever. So please come and engage with us.
Thank you, Lori. Irma?
Hi, I'm Irma Cannon, and I just got onto the council. I've been to 1 meeting so far. I have a steep learning curve, and I am the liaison to the Environmental Services Committee, and I'm also going to be going to the Green Team meetings because there's just a natural linkage there, I think. And I just wanted to say there are 2 words that come to mind in what I hope to bring to the council on the behalf of us all, and one is to serve as a conduit. Please feel free to send me or stop me in the hallway with any questions or ideas you'd like to have brought to the council, and to collaborate with the council and with administration and with all the folks here. So thank you for the opportunity. I hope to serve you well.
Thank you, Irma. Ken? Question? Yes, Randy.
Not a question, just following up on Lori's speech about participation. There are about a dozen residence council committees. And if you really want to get involved and actually get your hands in and do some work, I'd encourage you to look at the Uniguest, check out the committees, and find one that may pique your interest, and please join. You're certainly welcome and needed.
Thank you, Randy. Yeah, the past year, as many of you know who are regular attendees of the town hall, I've had the chair of each of our standing committees speak to you for a few minutes about the purpose of the committee and what they're involved in, and we were hoping to elicit some new members, and some of you did join, but we always could use new, interesting ideas. So please take Randy's suggestion and look at Uniguest.
Oh, hello. I'm Ken Hopper. This is my last year on the Residence Council, number 4, but that won't last. That will not end until October. I'm the secretary of the Residence Council, chair of the Activities Committee, and liaison and acting chair. So, Activities Committee, what do we do? Well, almost everything if you're not environment and dining and those things. But before I talk about what we do, you have to know that there are 2 people back there, and Jen's not here, but we have Kim and Sam. If it weren't for that, for the life enrichment staff, we would be powerless. So any accolades that should come to us should go immediately to the team. And you know that, but we can never thank them enough. So if you read the Gazette, if you go to take a dip in the pool, if you go to a fitness class, take an art class, one member of the players or the singers, or you check out a book, or you go on a trip, or you go to Jonathan's BYO conversation on Monday, you have participated in life enrichment. Our job on the Activities Committee is simply to be liaison. What would you like for life enrichment to offer? And then you come to us, we work it out with this miraculous team, and most of the time it moves forward. So thank you for your continued suggestions, and again, happy holidays for everybody, and especially those 3 people. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Tom, would you like to introduce yourself and mention what? No. Okay. Tom Suey is also on the Resident Council, and he is our liaison and chair of the Marketing Committee. Some of you were at Meet and Greet on Monday night. For those of you that weren't, and if the word hasn't spread, I wanted to be sure that you knew that this is something the Resident Council has been lobbying for over a year, was to get a resident member of our Board of Trustees, and Frank Wade has been appointed. We are just delighted, and I know he's going to be a wonderful representative of Goodwin House Alexandria and be a fine member of the Goodwin Living Board of Trustees. So thank you, Frank, for willing to do that. Frank has a 3-year term ahead of him. So I would also like to say on behalf of the Resident Council, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you.
Barbara, do you have the clicker? I do. I brought slides. Yay. Good afternoon. I'm Mary Kate from the Goodwin Living Foundation. I hope you all know me. I'd just like to give a quick update about the foundation activities during this month, during December. And then I have the pleasure of introducing my new colleague and boss, Heather Sherman. I want to start with something simple but really important. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. To our residents, our foundation volunteers, family members, team members, and friends. Thank you for the care, generosity, and spirit you bring to this community. What makes Goodwin Living special isn't just where we live or work, it's how we look out for one another. And this year, you did exactly that. I need both hands. I want to share a few quick snapshots of what your generosity made possible. These statistics are from our recent year, 2024, and soon we'll be ending 2025, and we'll be able to provide an update, a full update on all of our programs in our annual report that we're going to be distributing in late winter. So, because of generous support of our donors, since welcoming our first resident in 1967, Goodwin Living has never asked someone to leave if they've outlived their finances. In 2024, $570,000 was provided to meet this commitment. In that same year, 28 people received financial support for their citizenship applications. And I say people because 21 were team members, but 7 were immediate family members. And $117,000 was provided to 64 team members who faced unexpected financial hardships. And these aren't just numbers, they're people that we all know, neighbors, friends, and caregivers. And just one quick reminder as we look toward the end of the year, if you're thinking about making a gift this year, there's still time to do so through December 31. Year-end giving helps us enter the new year ready to continue supporting our residents and team members through our programs. And however you choose to support this community, thank you. Before we wrap up, I'm very happy to share some good news. As you know, Valerie Burke from the foundation announced her retirement earlier this year. That's not the good news. And her last day will be this week, I think tomorrow. Today, I'm very excited to introduce you to Heather Sherman, our new Chief Philanthropy Officer. Heather joined the foundation team about a month ago and has been busy working with Valerie and the rest of the foundation team to get up to speed on the foundation and this amazing Goodwin Living community. Heather brings over 20 years of philanthropic and professional experience to this role, most recently with Melwood and the AARP Foundation. Please join me in welcoming Heather Sherman.
Thank you so much, Mary Kate. And hi, everyone. I am Heather Sherman, and I am so excited to be with you here today. I'm honored to succeed Valerie in all of the hard work that she has done for the foundation and the community at large, and lead the foundation moving forward, which allows me an opportunity to work alongside all of you who generously support the work of Goodwin Living. What drew me to Goodwin Living in the first place was this spirit of community. You can see it from afar. You can see it online. You can see it when you step in the doors. And that's unique. That's special. The way that you care about each other and create a place where everyone feels valued. Today, we have that opportunity to continue to be a light in the darkness that we see in the world. Every gift, every act of kindness helps us provide programs, experiences, and support that enrich lives. And it's through you that these things are possible. So I'd love to hear your stories of what brought you to Goodwin Living, what encouraged you to remember the foundation in your charitable plans. And please know that my door is always open to you, and I look forward to learning from you. So thank you so much.
Who's next? Bruce. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Bruce, your chaplain. And a few things coming up. Keep reading your Gazette. Keep watching Uniguest. You can go to Chaplaincy Notes and look under various categories and see news updates, remind you of times and places for things that are going on. Next Tuesday is our last of our Advent things happening in December, and it's our Tidings of Comfort service. We've redone it a bit this year, and maybe you've come in the past. The first time we did it many years ago, someone said, you have to keep doing this. It's not everybody is filled with joy and festivity during this time of year. Sometimes it's very hard for somebody to face this time. When everybody else seems to be happy and bubbly, there are very painful, sad memories potentially. loss in a family, broken relationships, times of grief of various kinds. And this is a service to just kind of sit and be quiet. And you don't have to sing, you don't have to say anything, you can just come and be there. There are places where you can speak and sing, but you don't have to. Just come and be there. Or bring somebody that you know has had a tough time. Don't say, oh, you should go to that. That's for you. No, say, come with me. We're going to Tidings of Comfort. Come with me. That's at 4 o'clock next Tuesday in the chapel. Then the next day is Christmas Eve, and we have 2 services on Christmas Eve. 3 o'clock here in the auditorium and channel 973, and we'll have piano and violin as part of that service. Then I'll take communion to anyone who wants it in our healthcare center between 3 and 4. And then we'll have a 7 o'clock service in the chapel with organ and violin. And you're welcome at either one of those. No services on Christmas Day. It's a Thursday. We don't have our regular Thursday service, and there won't be a Christmas service on Christmas Day. We have on the following Sunday, the 28th, lessons and carols. So if you've been missing singing all those carols, you didn't get enough of that, just show up for that one. It's lots of singing. And that's Sunday the 28th at both services. Then the following Thursday is New Year's Day, and no service then either. And it may be that your chaplain will be under a rock somewhere during that week. So stay out of trouble, all right? And which doesn't mean don't have fun, just stay out of trouble, all right? Now, the one thing that I thought if I told you first, you might be just stunned and you wouldn't take in any of the other information. But you know that tree in the chapel, the angel tree? That's our Advent project every year with our outreach committee. Well, I keep changing the numbers on it. And this is phenomenal. We haven't even made it to Christmas yet, and we do this until the 6th of January. And so far, we have received $7,620 for the Al-Ali Hospital in Gaza. That represents 304 angels. We ran out around 162. And there's not much space on that tree. But I will keep updating those figures. Congratulations and thank you. And these gifts will benefit a lot of people. If you still haven't made a checkout and you'd like to, they can go to AFEDJ, which is American Friends of the Episcopal Diocese of Jerusalem. They're envelopes by the tree. You can drop those off at the reception desk. Any gift, whatever size, can be making a difference in somebody's life. And it's also a way to bring more light to the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone today? Good. I've too much sugar in my system. We had a holiday party, had a big piece of sweet potato cake, so bear with me, please. Tomorrow, we will be celebrating our first annual Small House Holiday Dinner. That will include Asian pear candy walnuts with a cranberry vinaigrette, herb roasted turkey with gravy, homemade cranberry sauce, prime rib with au jus or horseradish, maple roasted sweet potatoes, sauteed green beans, dinner rolls. For dessert, a warm apple pie with vanilla ice cream, and for those who are gluten-free, a raspberry chocolate cake. That's for the residents in the small house. Sorry, you're not invited. Christmas Eve dinner. We will have a Greek vegetable soup, strawberry arugula, roast turkey with gravy, braised brisket in red wine sauce, mashed potatoes with stuffing, braised kale, gratin leeks, gingerbread crumb cake, no sugar added cinnamon cake. For the Christmas menu, we will have the butternut squash bisque, winter citrus salad, creamy sun-dried tomato salmon, prime rib or gravy, roasted carrots with honey herb butter, scalloped potatoes, of course, our favorite, green bean casserole, the Christmas Yule log, and no sugar added spice cake. We will reach out to the residents and get the New Year's Eve and the New Year's Day menus here momentarily. One thing I wanted to bring up is everyone is very much concerned about the sodium in their foods. So we have posted on Uniguest and everywhere else the not guidelines, but what each menu item has. So what you don't know is in the back, we take out salt as well too. So for example, a turkey pot pie, the recipes call for salted margarine. We remove that. You're unaware of that, but we try to take into consideration your livelihood as well too. We also use low sodium chicken base and gluten-free chicken base to accommodate those residents who have those specific needs. So these are things that you're not aware of that we're doing in the back. And it's hard for us to kind of put that out there when we're doing that meal that same day, but we are taking your health into consideration. We just I and the team want you to keep that in mind, that we're doing the best that we can to make sure that you guys live longer as well too. So without any further ado, thank you so much. Happy holidays. And if you need anything, you know where our offices are. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to make you aware of some changes in Uniguest that have been done to... My name is Sam Eccles, the communications coordinator, the Gazette lady, if you've not met me already. Hello. I wanted to make you aware of some changes in Uniguest that are meant to help you find what you need. So we used to have a COVID numbers icon up here, if you recall, and a clinic icon, as well as a CVS one. They have all been moved to this health and wellness, so you can find it in one spot. Woo! That's exciting. The shelf fell. All right. Yeah, all right. So a little tip and or trick, if you don't already know, is you can hit collapse all, and there you can see there's your clinic information where that used to be an icon. It's just a tab here, and then you will find your infections and vaccine information down here, as well as the CVS hours, all right there under that health and wellness. And as you've probably already seen, the Gazette has a new design that's also meant to help it be easier for you to find what you're interested in. If you have any suggestions for this, please do let me know. I'm open to all suggestions. And I'm especially interested to see if, with those with visual difficulties, if these colored boxes make it hard for you to read anything. So do let me know if you have any issues with anything. And that's all I have. Does anyone have any questions?
Do the residents put in their own biography, or somebody else put it in for them?
So you can put in your own bio. All you have to do is go to resident directory. Let's use Tom as an example since he asked the question. Oh, Sui, yes, starts with a T. My mouse gave out on me. There we go. So if you go under Edit Profile, you can put anything you want in there. If anything has changed, you can put your new phone number or delete an old one, like if you've gotten rid of your landline. Or if you want to put in a new photo, all you have to do is click that little camera icon. and it'll prompt you to put in a new one. Any other questions? All right, well, thank you. Let me know if you have any suggestions.
Okay, I was advised to watch out for the shelf, so I'm gonna try to. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andrew Balpabite, Facilities Director here at GHA, and thank you for having me. I was just thinking to myself before I came up here, if I had a chance to go back to school, I'd probably choose a different profession, because I don't get to bring you updates on new menus and, tell you about, apple pies and things like that. I'm always the guy bringing the bad news and why we are not up to schedule with this and why your hot water is failing. And so just bear with me, okay? But I also do have some good news in the midst of all that update. So let's get started on some of them. Thank you very much, Bart, for that kudos. I was clapping my hands there, acknowledging it, but all the kudos goes back to Amadou, the team, and all those frontline guys. So I just wanted to make sure I make that statement. Should I start with the good news, or just go straight to the point and give you the update on? All right. Yeah, good news first. All right. We have begun using our new elevator company, which is the DMV Elevators. So Otis is in the rearview mirror at this point. So, yes. All right. See, that was a good mission moment to facilities and to supply chain and all the team that helped to make that happen. Also wanted to jump straight to, whilst we're on the topic of elevators, I wanted to tell you what the approach is, the game plan is with DMV and what we're doing as far as our current ongoing problems with the elevators. The plan is for DMV to pick up directly from those deficiencies that we had with our VDA reports that Otis was failing so hard to keep up or to catch up with those repairs. So their first goal is to try and get caught up on all the repairs with the elevators. Even the ones that are going to get modernized, they still have to get repaired. All the life safety codes needs to be cleared and brought back to compliance. So that's the first goal. And then we're looking to have shovels in the ground, I believe, in the spring, early spring, as far as with the modernization for the first elevators. The next newsletter that goes out, I hope to give you the schedule of which elevators we're going to be working on the first phase, second phase, and bring you more closure as far as the phasing plan for the elevator modernization. I've had a few residents come to my office and ask about the humidity. What's going on with this humidity? We want to know. And so I want to bring some update on that too. For each building, I want to start with the tower, which is B. The two new humidification systems have been installed. One serves each wing, and we are waiting on a factory startup. It was scheduled last week, and we ran into a couple of sensor locations that had to be removed around to the right location. So the factory decided, no, we don't want to move forward with that until those things are fixed. So they will be coming back this Friday to perform a factory startup. This is to make sure it turns on correctly and that, it's actually firing up. It is a combustible equipment, so they want to make sure the parameters are programmed correctly. And then it could be programmed and then turned on to the system. That's for Tower B. The original building, luckily for us, those two systems are fairly new. They are all under 5 years old, so there wasn't much repairs needed to be done on them. What we are waiting to be done there is commissioning. We are working with Potomac Energy Group as our consulting engineers, and what they're doing is making sure that all the tab reports, which is simply the airflow rates and all those CFM calculations, are correct. Because if none of those things, if they're not in the right ranges, then the humidity will not be optimal for us to be able to experience that comfort. So we are expecting that to take place by the end of this month. They are here today. They did part of it, but I don't want to excite you with any completion dates yet, but we're just targeting the end of this month for them to be able to at least turn the tower humidity on for, the original building. It's easier for me to call it tower A, B, and C, but I was told not to do that. And then for the small houses, to our healthcare partners, there are 9 humidifiers in there. We have 4 of them that are operational, operating around 26 to 30% in humidity now. The remaining is still pending parts and replacement that needs to occur before we can move on to commissioning and to adjusting those set points. So we're still targeting maybe early January for the small houses. I don't want to be too optimistic, but we ran into some serious issues there that we are discovering as we're moving along. So just bear with us. We need a few more time to be able to get our bearings back together. And then I have some updates for you as far as hot water. Tower is the first on my list with the hot water. We have a project that we initiated and approved the design fee, and so it's in the process of design now. We I take that back. We had a walkthrough last week, and that walkthrough was with potential contractors who came to bid for the job. And I have the opportunity to walk one more contractor who was absent and requested a separate walkthrough tomorrow. Once we have all those bids back by first to second week in January, we'll be able to review those bids and then award the job by the end of January. So it's going to take about, we're targeting completion in spring, by mid to late spring. We should be able to turn that project over for you. And then the garage, the garage door. So this has become my own personal project, my favorite out of all of them, because it started so small, but then it just turned out it gets blown up a little bit bigger every single time. And, you know, we're running into some dissatisfaction with the contractor, and he in turn is blaming his factory and the shipment and deliveries for a lot of things. We've been able to escalate that through our supply chain director, who this week got on board, requested to have a formal meeting with the installing contractor and their bosses. So we're technically trying to find out, you know, if we ran into any of these supply chain issues, what is our next step? So we are working diligently with supply chain to make sure they stay on track with their promise. Then I think I've covered most of is there any other thing in facilities that you want to get an update on?
How will the humidified air be fed into our apartments in the tower?
So that's a good question. You want to give him the microphone?
How will the humidified air be fed into our apartments in the tower? We all have that vent that feeds in fresh air. Correct. That's the only, is that the one?
Yes, that is the one. So you all have that, I would say, 8x8 vent or 6x6, and there is about 150 to 200 CFM that comes in. I went into a few apartments and noticed some were blocked and others were taped over, and that is an indoor air quality issue. You don't want to block that air. If it's too cold, you can put a request in, and my friend back there, I'm just forgetting your name there, he put a request in, met me in the hallways and said, Andrew, it's 50 degrees coming out of that. We were able to call the contractor, the BAS contractor. He remoted into the system, and he was able to adjust that temperature. you should be reading around 60, 65, which is okay because it's not conditioned air. It's not working like your heat pump or your air conditioner. It's not bringing you comfort cooling, but it's tempering the outside 30-degree air to give you a 60-degree fresh air. So it won't be 75, it won't be 70 degrees, it will be around the range of 60. And then in the summer, you should expect that to be around 72. But that is where the humidity ties into that fresh air system to come into your apartment, to answer your question.
Okay. Andrew, I don't know if you're the right person to ask, but I'll take my chances. Several nights ago, there was a fire alarm that came on in the middle of the night. We never learned when the fire alarm was over. There was no announcement. Can you shed any light on what happened, what the reason for the alarm was?
Yes, the alarm, what we learned from JCI, the contractor who came to respond to that, was in the garage there was a pump that it was from our dry system, and the pump overpressurized, and so then it released air out of the system, which then triggered it. But there wasn't an actual flow of water. The technician that responded to that call came in after the fire department had responded. So he pulled in the front and then began, communicating with the fire department to see has the issue been resolved. And upon his exit in the building, he did not go to the panel to initiate the all clear. So we had a conversation the following day, and we've also trained the entire team. Today actually was the training we had with all the entire maintenance staff to make sure everyone is well trained on how to initiate the all clear and those parameters where we're all on the same page with that. So we've taken the step to train all the guys on that today. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
And here we have David. Be careful of the shelf.
Be careful of the shelf. Do you have a clicker? Is there a slide advancer? Someone has stole the clicker. Oh. Check your pockets, folks. No? All right. Oh. Wow, it was way back there. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, while we're doing that, good afternoon, everyone. So good to always be here at Alexandria. I always like to say the place where I got my start, so it's always nice to come home again. Before we get started, and as they're adjusting my clicker, we're good. I wanted to first pause and introduce you to Betsy Nolan. One of the things I'm going to try to do as I come and give you updates about Goodwin House Seminary Road is bring some of the Goodwin House Seminary Road sales team by so that you can see them. Obviously, you know Adrian, who is over there as a sales counselor, but I want to make you familiarize yourselves with folks that are currently on our team. So this is Betsy, and we have a thing that we do at Goodwin House Seminary Road that when we introduce ourselves, we also like to give you a fun fact so you can get to know us a little bit. So Betsy, I'll turn it over to you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us here. It's nice to see your faces. Please come stop by the sales center anytime. My desk is the front desk, and I would love to see you. I'm the sales and events associate, and my fun fact is that I have a baby bunny. Her name's Esther, and I'm thinking about getting her a Christmas sweater this year.
All right, perfect. So give a round for Betsy. Thank you, Betsy, for being here. All right. So before we get started, I just want to pause and say thank you to you all as our existing residents, both at Alexandria and Bailey's Crossroads. You all are the ones who give us the confidence of knowing that we can take on a project like this and be successful. And I think one of the most important things as we were lifting this project up, I think the question in all of our minds was, gosh, what's that going to do to the occupancy at Alexandria? What's that going to do to the occupancy at Bailey's Crossroads? And I'm happy to say that Alexandria, all last fiscal year, month over month, was able to exceed their occupancy goals. And as we enter in through kind of the first quarter of this new fiscal year, we have continued to be able to do that at Alexandria. We sit at low inventory here at Alexandria. We have about 4 apartments available, 2 of which are on hold, which means we have folks that are going through the process of becoming new residents. We've maintained the ability to grow our wait list by about an average of 15 to 20 new Priority Club members across both campuses per month. And so this project hasn't slowed us down. If anything, it's given us more visualization and recognition of our brand in the marketplace. And one of the things that I think Betsy would be able to echo is that as they are meeting with folks, they also recognize that folks aren't ready to wait for 4 years to move in. And we are fortunate enough to have 2 great communities that are up and running. And so being able to share leads as folks come in about what we currently have existing, but also what's coming in the future. So I say that to say, even though this is an update about Goodwin House Seminary Road, none of these updates would be possible without you all as the residents. So thank you. But let's go ahead and dive in and give you a little bit of an update on where we are headed into the new year. All right, so just to give you an idea of the forecasted timeline, just a reminder, right? This is a high-level overview of what's anticipated regarding our construction plan. So September 2nd of this year, we opened the sales center. And from September 2nd to October 22nd, the team was really focused on building up the awareness of this new community and growing our Priority Club. So they hosted events, they had some initial appointments, but really the goal between September 2nd and October 22nd was to build up the understanding of what this community is going to be and prepare those folks who joined the Priority Club to go to the next phase, which was to reserve and start collecting what we call our 10% reservation deposits. And they started doing that on October 22nd of this year. And I'll give you a little bit of an update on where they are as I go through the presentation. Now, the goal for the team is to get Goodwin House Seminary Road, which is 217 independent living apartments, pre-sold to about 70%. Once we hit that 70%, we're able to break ground. Right now, based on their progress, we are anticipating that we will break ground to Goodwin House Seminary Road right around this time next year. So it is approaching. And so this construction project will be about a 2 to 3 year time frame as we actually build the building from the ground up. And then, of course, we're going to be welcoming our new residents in 2029. So I know you've seen this slide before, but just to kind of give you a reminder. So where are they? Let's talk a little bit about some of the activity that they've experienced since opening. So the first thing that we needed to do was we needed to get some leads, right? Get people to actually give us a call. We did that through our advertising efforts, our marketing efforts. The team from when they open to present are dealing with about 823 leads, right? And all these leads are in different various stages of the sales process. But as of, I don't know, like a week and a half ago when I made this slide deck, they had about 823 leads, and that count is growing. So from there, right, in the month of September, we were doing events and some initial appointments simultaneously. And in the month of September to right when we started taking reservations, they did about 52 what we call kind of initial tours, right? So folks that couldn't either come to the events or just wanted some one-on-one time with our sales counselor, they were actually scheduling time in the sales center. Now, regarding events, year to date, we've done about 21 events and seen right around about 326 people. So they have been very busy. If you think about the fact that they opened, right, September 2nd to where we are now, it's a lot of people that they're hosting in that sales center for their events. So what has that gotten us, right? So first thing we wanted to do was what? We wanted to grow our wait list, right? Grow the demand, find folks that were willing to make Goodwin House Seminary Road a possibility for their future plans. The team has gotten 312 people to join the Priority Club. And I will show you that breakdown in another slide. So from those folks who joined the Priority Club, the next goal the team had was that we had to actually schedule what we called a reservation consultation appointment. And we had to do this by keeping our integrity. And the integrity is this: once you join the Priority Club, we are going to honor the opportunity by which you get to come in and meet with our sales counselors in the order in which you joined the Priority Club. So what we did is we actually pre-booked appointments for folks to meet with our sales counselor, starting with who joined the Priority Club first and work our way down. So we did that project for about, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks? We did about for a 3-week campaign where we basically called everybody on our Priority Club. We were able to pre-schedule 234 reservation consultation appointments. Why is that number significant? I only have 217 apartments. So what this helps tell the organization is that, wow, there really is demand, right? We are actually booked through the middle of March for folks to come in and meet with us. So once again, we started taking reservation consultation appointments in October 22nd. And so we currently have 39, actually this number is actually 45. We have 45 people as of today who have taken an apartment offline for Goodwin House Seminary Road. And remember, we have appointments scheduled through the middle of March. So they're continuously reserving apartments. Part of the only reason why I could bring Betsy is because everybody else is in appointments. It's no offense, Betsy. We're all glad that you're here. But they're in appointments. So I wanted to show you this slide because this shows you the Priority Club breakdown, right? Because one of the things as an organization we say is once you join the Priority Club at one house, you can be on the Priority Club for as many different houses that we offer or that we will offer in the future. And so the chart to the left shows Goodwin House Seminary Road at 315. 147 of that 315 are what we call legacy members. These are people who joined the Priority Club at Alexandria Bailey's Crossroads, came to an initial session or reached out to the team and said, you know what, add Seminary Road to one of my options. But the team was also able to get 168 new folks to join the Priority Club. Now, the benefit for that is that we've also seen that folks who joined at Seminary Road also then reached out to Alexandria and Bailey's Crossroads and said, gosh, you know what? Maybe I should go tour over there as well and join that club as well. And so the next chart kind of shows you where we are for both Alexandria, Bailey's Crossroads, and then those who have chosen both Alexandria and Bailey's Crossroads. Very healthy list. What this tells me and what this tells the organization is that across all of our campuses, we have strong list and strong demand. So I know one of the concerns was, oh my gosh, what is this going to do to our Priority Club here at Alexandria and Bailey's Crossroads? If anything, it's lifted it. And it's given us the ability to really maintain the list that we currently have and add new folks to those lists. So I wanted to bring to your attention some of the themes that we're hearing from our reservists in terms of what are the things that are important to them. And I think it's important to share this with you because I feel like a lot of our residents also kind of had some of these concerns, like, how are you going to tackle this? And so these are some of the common themes, some of the things that they're excited about, and some of the things that they just want to make sure that we're thinking through. The urban arboretum concept has been a concept that has really resonated with this prospect. The idea that we're going to be taking nature and weaving it throughout the entire community, right? Bringing nature indoors, being very intentional, purposeful, and strategic about how we're going to be embracing the outdoors in an urban setting we're really leaning into that and really explaining that. And I'll show you in a next slide how we're making that become a reality. Our reservists want to understand our activities. And part of Betsy's job is creating the experience that they're going to have in the community. So already starting some of these different activity groups, clubs, before we're even a community, because we want to make community before we're in a community. And so making sure that our reservists have a really robust activity plan so that they can experience what life will be like in the community. They want to make sure that they have outdoor space and walkability, and you'll see some of that in a future slide. But we're also being very intentional by pointing out the closest parks, rec areas, what's safe to walk to, what's a short drive away, so that they understand that they're not just getting the actual campus, but they're getting this whole community that they'll have access to. They want to make sure they understand amenity features, how they're going to be able to personalize and customize their home. And then they're also wanting to know about future construction. Right? This is an urban setting. Buildings can go up at a moment's notice. And so making sure that we're being very intentional about communicating to them about construction projects around the area has been something that we're also leaning into. And so I wanted to give you an update and give you some new renderings that we just kind of released. This one gives you kind of an aerial view. It shows how the View Alexandria, which is the existing building, and Goodwin House Seminary Road are going to share this campus. I think the other thing that we want to be purposeful and intentional about is making sure that we are seen as one community, right? We're going to have a rental community and an entrance-based community all sharing one campus. So how do we make sure that culture stays inclusive of all the residents that occupy that space, but also that the space is something that's uplifting and really pretty to walk through? And so when we talk about the urban arboretum, right, it starts with the outside, making sure that we have great trees and nature spread throughout the entire campus, not just Seminary Road. But also that'll extend indoors as well. This gives you an idea of what that terrace looks like that connects both the north and south tower. So if I go back and you see that kind of terrace, this gives you just a closer look of, you know, our Zen garden and areas where they'll be able to participate in different activities, all outdoors. And so we're trying to be very intentional about how we're bringing this together and how we're educating our residents and getting them excited about this new community. So we do have some upcoming events. We have a lot of general information sessions. We'll be doing these about once a month because one of the things that we want to keep doing is not only building the awareness and pipeline for Goodwin House Seminary Road, but we also use these general information sessions to really educate folks about Goodwin Living and everything we have to offer as an organization. And then cheers to reserving your apartment. This kind of starts what we call our retention program. So when we talk about the activities that our reservist will experience, we're going to be doing a lot of very unique and fun activities, not just, you know, a happy hour, but we're going to do book clubs, and we're going to take them to museums, and we're going to do things that they'll be able to experience as well as start building that community together before we actually move into the building. All right, so I'm going to pause there. A quick update. More to come as I continue to come back here once a quarter. As we get more information about firming up the construction plans, as we get more renderings, we'll definitely make sure to provide you those updates. And maybe in a future meeting, we'll even bring a couple of the reservists so that you can meet some future residents as well. Any questions?
Thank you very much. Where is the sales center?
Oh, great question. So the sales center, does everybody know where Clyde's is in Marks Center?
Yes, yes.
So it is right next door. So to the medical complex office right next door is where the sales center is. It's off 1800 North Beauregard. Like I said, right next to Clyde's. And they're actually on the first floor. So right when you walk into the building, first suite on the left, you'll see Betsy sitting right there in the office. So
I wonder where it was. Another question.
Sure.
Will you have health care facilities in the new building?
Yes, so we will offer the full continuum of care. We'll have skilled nursing, memory care, and assisted living in that building on the 3rd and 4th floor of the South Tower.
One more question.
Okay.
Are you concerned about staffing with the immigration problems and the shortage of workers, particularly in retirement homes? Are you dealing with that?
So that's a great question. We are working through our staffing model right now, but I can tell you, right, we're not going to be opening our doors until 2029. So time is a little bit on our side. But I can tell you this, coming from an organization that has built new properties, new communities also give existing team members opportunities to grow and expand their careers. Not that we want to take any staff from Alexandria or Bailey's Crossroads, but it does give opportunity. But we also have the ability to plan, right? Look at what's happening within our own world, look at what's happening with immigration, and start planning ahead. We can be a little more proactive, but we still are years out before we have to start hiring our first team member. The sales team will be the only team members for Goodwin House Seminary Road for about the next 2 or so years, so we have time. So it's not a concern right now, but it is something that we're trying to be proactive and look ahead for. Great question.
When do you start demolition of the existing building?
Yeah, so when do we start demolition of the existing, I want to say healthcare building that is right now at the View? So once again, it's all based upon how we're doing with sales. Right now, because our numbers are doing well and based upon what early projections of what we're seeing, it is likely that we're going to start construction and break ground, which means the healthcare center building would come down right around this time next year. If that timing changes, we'll definitely let you know. I often say in construction, flexibility is the key word, right? So as we get closer to that date, we'll definitely let you know. But right now, I would say probably this time next year. I'm just following the mic, folks, so I'm not ignoring you. I'm just following the mic. Yes.
Both buildings face on Seminary Road. Is that correct?
So really good question. So I'm actually going to go.
And the second part of the question is, that is a very busy road, as we all know.
Yeah.
And what provision is made to sort of protect the residents from that noise and distraction of the road? We've been very lucky here off of Beauregard, and also Bailey's off Jefferson is set back quite well. So how are you anticipating isolating or protecting those units from the noise and activity?
So that's a really good question. So this community, I would say, is not on Seminary Road. It's kind of next to Seminary Road. If we look at this picture right here, Seminary Road kind of runs to kind of the backside of this community. Fairbanks Avenue comes up from the back. Beauregard is running this way. Really, this building is facing directly at Alexandria. So really, Beauregard is where a lot of folks are going to come in at. Seminary Road is not going to have a main point into this community. It was close to Seminary Road, which kind of keys into the naming, but we're not right on Seminary Road, so I'm not too concerned with the residents having to deal with that much traffic as they try to get into the community. Yep.
David, what kind of profile of residents are you looking for? I know it's 4 years away. It's kind of hard to project, but will they be pretty much the same kind of profile of people as we have here now?
So in terms of the profile of the residents, yeah, I mean, the profile of the resident is going to be very indicative to what we see at Alexandria and Bailey's Crossroads, right? It's an entrance-based community, offering all levels of care. And I can tell you from what we've seen so far from all the wonderful residents that or the reservists that we've got to meet with and the prospects that we've got to meet with, very indicative to what we see at Alexandria and Bailey's Crossroads.
Yes, in all the discussions and plans to date, I've never heard any discussion of a chapel or a chaplain in the new community. Is that the case?
So will we have a chapel at the new community? So we are going to have a spiritual space that will be able to be open to all faiths. We will have a spiritual community center within the community that can be used for different sermons and church services and things of that nature. But what we also wanted to do is we wanted to make it a space where we could use it all the time. So when those services are not taking place, we're able to have other activities in that space. And so we're trying to be very intentional about how to use communal space, because what we've seen in a lot of the communities that have a dedicated chapel is that when services aren't taking place, that space remains fairly empty. And we really want to make sure that the residents have the ability to utilize all the spaces within the community. And I see Lindsay raising her hand in the back. Hi, Lindsay, welcome.
Thank you, David. It's a really good question, and allow me to expand upon it for just a moment. So this campus was born out of the Episcopal tradition, and we're blessed to have Bruce, who's an Episcopal priest. The View Alexandria was previously Hermitage, Northern Virginia, and it actually was built and opened in 1961 out of the Methodist tradition. And so we had a consideration to respect the Goodwin Living legacy as well as the Hermitage, Northern Virginia, and the land, and that is consecrated Methodist. The campus that we affiliated with in DC is Methodist. So you start to see there is a diversity of faith viewpoints, which we welcome all into the Goodwin Living family. As for the approach to spiritual space at the View at Goodwin House Seminary Road, there are several indoor spaces that are intentional, and there are several outdoor spaces. So David referenced the Spiritual and Community Center. We actually spent a lot of time on that name because we wanted to think about something that would feel welcome for people of the Jewish faith, as an example. And so language was important to us to be welcoming to all. When you walk in the front door of Goodwin House Seminary Road, literally you're going to come in the front door, and one of the first big rooms you'll see on your right shoulder is the Spiritual and Community Center. If you walk further down the hall, there's going to be a dedicated meditation room. Outdoor, there's going to be a contemplative path. So we've actually been able to design more of an intentional spiritual nature into Goodwin House Seminary Road, while also respecting multiple faith traditions. So David, thank you for allowing me to expand upon that.
Always, always.
We have one more question.
Perfect.
I'm enjoying this presentation, not quite knowing how it will fit into my life, but it's nice to see pretty pictures. What I'm interested in, I don't know if you deal with this, is what's happening to these buildings here on this campus. We were told many months ago, and we've given input about fixing it this way and that, making it look better or not, So do you have any updates on what's happening with our buildings? Thank you.
Barb, I might have to kick that over to you. Yes. So repositioning. Before I kick it over to Barb, thank you all for allowing me to be here. Yes.
I've had the pleasure of seeing your PowerPoint, and I think one of my questions is, at what point would you feel that would be appropriate for the rest of the residents to see the PowerPoint that you show perspectives?
That's a really good question. That's actually a really good question. So I will give that some thought. But yeah, it might actually be something that we might do outside of town hall, because I know you have a lot to talk about, but I possibly could set up some virtual sessions that folks could join, and we could actually go through the presentation that we give our perspectives for Goodwin House Seminary Road. That's actually a really great suggestion. And we can make it virtual so that way you can actually see the software that we use in order to really pre-sell the community, and it has a lot more renderings. Okay. All right. I see more hands in the air. I'm going to stand in the back, so if you have questions, come back and see me, but I want to pass it over to Barb so she can address the repositioning efforts here at Alexandria.
Yeah, thank you, David, very much. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming. And Kate, thank you for bringing that up. I think what you're referring to is HCM, correct? Our repositioning. We actually do have some meetings set up on the 14th. John Cruz, who's our project manager with Goodwin Living, and our team will be meeting with the resident council and some committee chairs to go over the repositioning. And then the very next day, which is the 15th, we will be presenting that to all residents. And we will have the architect from HCM who was here approximately 8 months ago. Scott will be here to talk to the residents and to go over and have all the pictures up for all of you. Very similar to what he did last time, but with the updates that he incorporated. You're welcome. Any other general questions? Okay, then we have music. Music. Thank you very much. Happy holidays to all.
That's what it's like. Oh, are you coming up here? Okay. Oh, that's there.
Well, I think you did.
Sounds like they.
Thank you. So, you all know Jane. I'm Ken. We're going to play 7 pieces. You will know all of them but one. But fair warning, don't try to sing because some of it's kind of jazzy. Some of it just changes keys real quickly. But, you know, if you want to try to sing and then say, what the heck happened, you know, that's okay too. So I'm not going to announce them. You know them, except the one that you will not know, which is the next to the last one. So I'm not sure where Jane found this piece, but it's called When the Arrival of Santa Claus, written in 1923, I think. It's called as two steps. So if you know the two step, you want to dance, feel free.